It was a sunny afternoon in the city. Zara, Adeze, and Neka sat at a cafe, sipping their drinks. Zara was telling her friends about her latest shopping spree, showing off her expensive dress she had bought. I bet no man can resist me in this dress, Zara said, flipping her hair confidently. Adeze rolled her eyes. Zara, you already have everything. What next? Zara smiled mischievously. What about this? I bet I can turn Jide the poor mechanic into a business tycoon. No one believes he can do it, but I can make it happen. I'll prove them wrong. Neka raised an eyebrow. Jide, that boy who fixes cars at the market. He's too shy and poor to be a tycoon. That's the challenge, Zara said, leaning in. I bet you both 50,000 naira that I can make him rich. The friends laughed, but they were intrigued. Are you sure you want to take that risk? Adizi asked. Of course, Zara said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Just wait and see. The next day, Zara arrived at Jide's mechanic workshop. He was busy under the hood of a car, oil stains on his hands and face. When he saw Zara, he wiped his hands on a rag and stood up. Good afternoon, Miss Zara. How can I help you? Jide said politely. Zara grinned. I've come with an offer that could change your life. How would you like to be a business tycoon? Jide looked puzzled. Me? A business tycoon? But I am just a mechanic. I know, but I can teach you how to turn the small shop into a big business, Zara said. I'll help you with everything. Just trust me. Gide hesitated. But why me? Why not someone else? Because you have potential. You work hard, and that's the first step to success. Let me show you how much more you can do, Zara said, her voice full of confidence. Jide thought for a moment. Okay, I'll give it a try. Zara took Jide to a shop where he bought new tools. She helped him set up a small office space in the corner of the workshop. Here is your first lesson, Zara said, as she handed him a book. This will teach you how to manage your business. You need to believe in yourself, Jide. I'll try, Jide said, opening the book. I don't know anything about business. Zara smiled. You don't have to know everything right away. We'll take it step by step. The most important thing is confidence. Days passed and Zara noticed a change in Jide. He started to speak more confidently to customers and even raised his prices. His clients were impressed by the improvement in his shop. One afternoon, Jide walked up to Zara with a big smile on his face. Miss Zara, I made my first big sale. That's amazing, Zara said, beaming with pride. You see, you are already on your way. But as Jide's business grew, Zara noticed something else. Jide wasn't the same humble boy he used to be. He had changed. He walked taller, spoke more confidently, and even started dressing better. One day, Zara invited Jide to a meeting with her friends. She hoped he would show them how much he had learned. But when Jide entered the room, he didn't say hello to anyone. Instead, he went straight to the chair at the head of the table and sat down. Hello, Jide, Zara said with a raised eyebrow. You are late. Jide smiled and nodded. I've been very busy. I'm ready to take my business to the next level. Adeze whispered to Neka. Is this the same Jide? He's acting like he owns the place. Zara could feel the tension rising. Jide was becoming more and more confident and less respectful. Jide, Zara said gently, remember, confidence is important, but so is humility. You can't forget where you came from. Jide looked at her, his face hardening. I know where I came from, but now I'm someone important. I have a future. Zara didn't know how to respond. Had her plan backfired? Over the next few weeks, Jide's attitude became even more noticeable. He started making decisions on his own, ignoring Zara's advice. One day, Zara suggested that he start a new campaign to attract more customers. I won't need your ideas anymore, Zara, Jide said, dismissing her suggestion. I have my own plans. Zara was stunned. What do you mean? I've been helping you this whole time. You wouldn't be where you are without me. Jide crossed his arms. I appreciate your help, but I'm in charge now. Zara's heart sank. She had started this journey to help him, but now she wasn't sure where they stood anymore. Later that day, Zara met with Adeze and Neka. Something is wrong, she said. Jide is changing, and I don't know if I like it. I think you've created a monster, Neka said with a laugh. But Zara wasn't sure if she was joking. One morning, Jide came rushing into Zara's office, excitement written over his face. Miss Zara, I got an offer for a big contract. A company wants to hire me to repair all their cars, Jide said, holding a letter in his hands. Zara frowned as she took the letter from him. This is huge, but have you thought this through? Do you have enough staff to handle it? And do you have the equipment? Jide's smile didn't fade. I don't need to worry about that. I can handle it all by myself. I've got everything under control. Hmm. Zara sighed. Jide, don't be so confident. You're not alone in this world. You need help and proper planning. I know what I'm doing, Zara. This is my chance, Jide said, walking out of the door. Zara watched him leave, her stomach tied in knots. She didn't agree with his decision, but she couldn't stop him now. She wondered if he was becoming too proud. A few weeks later, Jide's decision came to light. He worked hard, but the job was too big for him to handle alone. Some cars were left half repaired, and the company started to complain. When Jide called Zara for help, she rushed to his workshop. Jide, I told you it would be too much for you, Zara exclaimed. Look at the mess in the workshop. You need a team. This is what happens when you rush into things without planning. Jide stood there, his face turning red. I didn't listen to you. And now look, but I can't fix this. Zara looked at him, both worried and proud. You may fix it, but don't make this same mistake again. Confidence is good, but overconfidence can lead to failure. Jide nodded, learning his lesson. Thank you, Miss Zara. I will make it right. As Jide's business continued to grow, he became more and more successful. People in the neighborhood began to notice him. Some of the young men who once mocked him were now asking for his advice. One day, a group of men from the market approached him. Jide, you are doing great with your business. How about you help us fix our bike? One of them asked, smiling. Jide felt proud. I don't think I can help you with that. I'm very busy with bigger contracts. Later that evening, Zara overheard a conversation among the men. Jide is feeling too big. He thinks he can rule the whole market now, one of the men said. You mean it? Another asked. Didn't you hear how he refused to help us last week? He's getting arrogant, the first man replied. Zara's heart sank. She felt protective of Jide. This isn't good, she thought. Jealousy is spreading, and Jide doesn't even know. When Jide walked into the workshop the next day, Zara decided to speak to him. Jide, I overheard something troubling. Some of the men are talking behind your back. Jide shrugged. Let them talk. I'm too busy to care about jealousy. Zara looked at him with concern. But it's important. The way you treat others will come back to you. Be careful not to push people away. Jide shook his head. I'm not worried about them, Zara. I have my eyes on bigger things now. Zara didn't know how to respond. Was Jide becoming too focused on his success? Was he forgetting the people who helped him along the way? A week later, Jide introduced Zara to his new business partner, Chijoke. He was a sharp-dressed businessman with a lot of promises. Zara, this is Chijoke. He is going to help me expand my business, Jide said, grinning. With him by my side, I will be able to open new workshops across the city. Zara raised an eyebrow. I've heard of Chijoke. He is very successful, but is also known to take advantage of people. Are you sure about this? Jide waved her concerns away. Don't worry, Miss Zara. I can handle it. Zara was uneasy. Something about Chijoke didn't sit right with her. She decided to do some research on him. What she found made her even more worried. Chijoke had a reputation of cutting corners and making shady deals. The next day, Zara tried to warn Jide. Please, Jide, I don't trust this partnership. I think Chijoke may be using you. Jide frowned. I don't need you to tell me who to trust, Zara. I made this decision. This is my business now. Zara's heart broke. It was as if Jide had forgotten all the advice she had given him. I just want what's best for you, she said softly. Everyone needs help. As weeks passed, Zara noticed that Jide was becoming more distant. He was always busy with Chijoke, and whenever they spoke, he seemed less interested in her advice. One evening, Zara invited him to dinner. Jide, can we talk? She asked, trying to sound calm. What is it now? Jide asked, looking distracted. I'm worried about you, Zara said, trying to find the right words. You've changed. You are not the same Jide I helped. Jide put his fork down and looked at her coolly. I don't need your help anymore, Zara. I'm just fine without you. The words hit Zara like a slap in the face. You are forgetting who helped you get here, she said with a shaking voice. Jide's face softened for a moment, but then he stood up. I'm sorry, Zara, but I have to go. I can't keep living in the past. Zara watched him leave, tears in her eyes. Days passed, and Zara couldn't stop thinking about the arguments with Jide. Every time she tried to focus on her own business, her mind wandered back to him. She missed the old Jide, the humble boy she had helped become a business owner. But now, he seemed lost in his success. One evening, while sitting alone in her office, Zara received an unexpected phone call. It was from Jide. Miss Zara, he said, his voice uncertain. I need your help. Zara heart raced. Jide, what happened? I made a huge mistake, Jide said. Chijoke tricked me. My business is in trouble. I trusted him, but now I realize he's only wanted to take advantage of me. Zara felt a wave of sympathy. I knew something was off about him. Don't worry, Jide. We'll fix this. The next day, Zara met Jide at his workshop. His face was pale. He looked exhausted. I was so focused on proving myself that I didn't see the danger, Jide confessed. Chijoke has been stealing from me, and now I'm in debt. I don't know what to do. Zara placed her hand on his shoulder. We'll figure it out together. I've got your back, Jide. You are not alone. Jide looked up at her, his eyes filled with gratitude. Thank you, Zara. I didn't realize how much I needed you. Zara and Jide worked tirelessly for weeks to straighten out his business. They filed legal papers, dealt with debt, and slowly began to rebuild what Chijoke had destroyed. During this time, Zara began to see a change in Jide. He was humble again, asking for her advice and listening carefully to her ideas. One evening, after a long day of work, Jide sat with Zara on the rooftop of her office building. I've learned a lot, Zara, Jide said. I was so focused on becoming successful that I forgot the importance of trust and teamwork. You were right all along. Zara smiled. You are learning, Jide. Success isn't just about money or power. It is about the people you surround yourself with and how you treat them. Jide nodded. I owe it all to you. You believed in me when no one else did. Zara felt a warmth in her chest. You believed in yourself too. That's why you made it this far. For the first time in a long time, they both felt like everything was going to be okay. As time passed, Jide's business slowly but surely grew back to its former success. Zara remained by his side, offering guidance and support. But something had changed. Zara no longer saw Jide as just a project. He had become her partner, someone she respected deeply. One afternoon, as they sat in a meeting discussing new plans for his business, Zara turned to Jide and said, "You know, Jide, I never expected this. I thought I was helping you to prove a point, but now I realize we make a great team." Jide smiled. "I always knew you had more to offer than just money, Zara. You taught me things I didn't even know I needed to learn." The bond between them had grown stronger than ever, but there was still something unsaid between them. Zara realized that over time, she has developed feelings for Jide, not just as a mentor, but as someone who had become important to her. Jide seemed to sense her hesitation. "Zara, I want to say something." Zara looked at him curiously. "What is it?" "I've been thinking about everything we've been through," Jide said, "and I realized that I don't just want to work with you. I want to be with you. I've learned that love, trust, and friendship are just as important as business. Will you give me a chance?" Zara's heart skipped a beat. She had never expected this moment to come. "Jide, I think I feel the same way," Zara said. As Zara and Jide grew closer, they faced new challenges. Zara had always been in control of her life, but now she had to learn to share that control with someone else. Jide, on the other hand, was learning how to balance his newfound success with his personal life. One evening, while they were discussing business plans over dinner, Jide said, "Zara, I've been thinking, we've come a long way, but I'm still trying to figure out how to balance work and everything else." Zara took a sip of her drink thoughtfully. "I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like I'm so focused on business that I forget about everything else. But we will figure it out, Jide. We always do." They spent the evening talking, laughing, and planning for the future. Just when things seemed to be settling down, Zara and Jide faced their biggest challenge. One of the major investors pulled out of the business, leaving them in financial trouble. The news hit them like a ton of bricks. "What are we going to do?" Zara asked, her voice filled with worry. Jude stood up, his eyes determined. "We are not giving up. We've been through worse. We'll find a way." Zara admired his resilience. "You are right, Jide. We've been through a lot, and we can overcome this too, together." The next few days were full of meetings, phone calls, and brainstorming. They worked harder than ever, refusing to let their business fall apart. And slowly, with Zara's connection and Jide's determination, they found a new investor who believed in their vision. Sitting in Zara's office after the successful deal, Jide smiled. "I can't believe we did this. I didn't think we'd find someone like him." Zara grinned, leaning in her chair. "I told you, Jide, never give up. The right people will always come around when you are doing the right thing." Jide looked at her, his smile fading slightly. "You know, I never would have gotten this far without you. I keep thinking, what if I had never listened to you? What if I had stayed in that small workshop thinking that's all I was worth?" Zara's heart warmed. "You were always meant for more, Jide. I just gave you the push you needed. You were the one who made it happen. I don't know if I can ever repay you for everything you've done," Jide said quietly, his voice filled with sincerity. Zara's eyes softened. "You don't need to. Seeing you succeed is all the payment I need." They shared a moment of silence, both feeling the depth of their bond. With the new investment in place, Zara and Jide took the first big steps towards expanding their business. They opened a new branch, a larger workshop in a busy part of the city. It was a major achievement for both of them, but the pressure was mounting. There were more people to manage, more customers to satisfy, and the expectations were higher than ever. One afternoon, as they were discussing plans for the new branch, Zara noticed Jide's eyes were tired. He hadn't been sleeping well, and the stress was beginning to show. "Jide, you need to take a break," Zara said gently, placing a hand on his shoulder. "You've been working non-stop." "I can't afford to take a break, Zara," Jide replied, shaking his head. "There's too much at stake. We can't let this fall." Zara sighed. "I know you are worried. but you don't have to do everything by yourself. I'm here to help. Jide looked at her, his eyes filled with gratitude. I know. It's just every feast feels so much bigger now. I never imagined it would get this complicated. Zara smiled. It's part of the journey, but you don't have to carry it all alone. We are a team, Jide. They walked hung in the air, and Jide realized how much Zara truly meant to him. They were no longer business partners. They were a team in every sense of the word. As Zara and Jide worked to expand the business, some old fears began to creep back into Jide's mind. He had come so far. What if it all came crashing down? What if his past mistake caught up with him? One evening, as they sat in Zara's office discussing future plans, Jide suddenly spoke up. Zara, do you ever wonder if we are in too deep? What if we lose everything we've built? Zara looked at him thoughtfully. I won't lie, Jide. Every business has its risks, but I believe in you. I believe in us. We've come this far and we are not stopping now. But what if something happens to the business? What if we can't pay back our loans? Jide asked. Zara took a deep breath, trying to calm his fears. We'll face challenges before. We'll face them again and we'll handle them just like we always have. Jide looked at her, searching her face for the strength she always seemed to carry. I don't know what I'll do without you, Zara. She smiled softly. You will never have to find out. One day, Zara asked him, Jide, how do you feel about everything now? About all the changes? Jide thought for a moment, then said, it's harder than I thought. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing myself in this success. I miss the old days when it was just me and my workshop, but I know I can't go back. Zara smiled gently. You don't have to lose yourself, Jide. You've grown and you will keep growing. But don't forget who you are and the people who have been there for you. Jide nodded, finally understanding. You are right. I've been so focused on building this empire that I forgot what truly matters: family, trust, and love. As time passed, Jide began to see things more clearly. He wasn't just building a business anymore, he was building a future that included Zara, his team, and the lessons he had learned along the way. He spent more time with her, not as a business partner, but as someone he deeply cared for. One evening, after a long day at work, he sat together in Zara's apartment, talking about plans for the future. I've been thinking, Jide said, looking at Zara thoughtfully. Maybe it's not just about the business anymore. Maybe it's about us. Zara raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? Jide took a deep breath. You've always been there for me, guiding me, believing in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. I can't imagine doing this without you by my side. Zara's heart skipped a beat. Jide, I realized that I want more than just business success, Jide continued, his voice soft. I want to build a life with you. I don't know where this will go, but I know I don't want to face it without you. Zara smiled, her heart swelling with emotion. Jide, I feel the same way. You've changed so much, and I've watched you grow into someone I admire, someone I want to be with. Jide reached for her hands, her their fingers intertwining. So we are in this together, right? Zara nodded, her eyes sparkling. Together. Just when everything seemed to be in place, Zara and Jide faced another test. The business was thriving and their relationship was stronger than ever. But there was an unexpected offer from a larger corporation wanting to buy their company. The offer was huge and it could secure their futures, but it would also mean leaving behind everything they had worked for. The decision wasn't easy and it brought up old fears. What do you think, Zara? Jide asked, looking at her across the table. Zara took a deep breath. It's tempting, but I think it's not just about the money anymore. It's about what we've built. We've made something special here, Jide. Do we want to walk away from it? Jide nodded. his heart heavy with the decision. But what if this is the best option for us? We could take the money and start afresh somewhere else. I don't know if we'll get another chance like this. Zara placed her hand over his. I don't know either, but I do know that we've built something together, something more than just business. We've built trust, respect, and love. That's what's more than any offer. Jide smiled, realizing the truth in her word. You are right. We've come so far, and I don't want to lose what we have now. Let's keep going, Zara. Let's build our future, not just with money, but with everything we've learned. Together, they turned down the offer, choosing to continue their journey together. Months passed, and Jide's business continued to flourish. He and Zara found a balance between work and their personal life. They had faced challenges, made tough decisions, and learned that true success wasn't just about wealth. It was about the relationship they had built along the way. One evening, Jide took Zara to the rooftop of his new office. The city lights sparkled below them, and the air was cool and fresh. Zara, Jide began, his voice soft. I have something I want to ask you. Zara looked at him curious. What is it? Jide took her hand, his heart racing. Will you marry me? Will you build the rest of our lives together? Zara's eyes filled with tears. Yes, Jide. Yes, 1,000 times yes. And with that, their journey entered a new chapter. A new chapter filled with love, partnership, and ended possibilities. Zara and Jide's wedding was a beautiful celebration of love, trust, and new beginnings, surrounded by friends, family, and the people who had supported them. They stepped into their future hand in hand. As they exchanged vows, Zara looked at Jide with admiration and love. Their wedding marked the beginning of a new chapter, not in their business, but in their lives. Thank you so much, Zara. I couldn't have made it this far without you. Zara smiled, her eyes full, and I wouldn't want to go through life without you.